Rain falls softly over Maplewood Lane, blurring the glow of the streetlights into streaks of gold. Emily Carter, exhausted from a long day juggling work and motherhood, carries grocery bags up the steps of her small but cozy home. Across the hedge, she notices her neighbors, Sarah and Jason Bennett, in a heated argument. Sarah's posture is tense, her eyes glassy with fear, while Jason's voice, though muffled by the rain, cuts sharp through the air. He slams the car door and speeds away, leaving Sarah trembling in the driveway before she retreats into the house and locks the door behind her. Hours later, the neighborhood has quieted. The rain still whispers against Emily's windows when a sudden knock startles her. Opening the door, she finds Jason Bennett standing in the dim porch light, rainwater dripping from his jacket. His expression is tight, part grief, part something darker. He speaks gently, almost rehearsed, claiming Sarah isn't well and needs help. His tone seems caring, but something about it feels wrong. Despite the unease prickling in her chest, Emily's compassion overrides her instincts. She steps aside and lets him in, unaware she's opening the door to danger. Their brief conversation feels strange. Jason talks too softly, watching her too closely. When he finally stands to leave, he pauses at the door, his hand lingering on the knob. He looks at her with unsettling intensity and murmurs, "You're the only one who understands me." "Emily, don't let Sarah twist things." The words freeze her in place. As the door clicks shut behind him, Emily's heart races. The line repeats in her mind like a warning. Somewhere deep down, she knows something isn't right, and that this is only the beginning. 3 years after her divorce, Emily Carter is still piecing together the fragments of her life. Her ex-husband's betrayal shattered her trust, leaving behind quiet scars she hides behind small smiles and busy hands. She works from home as a freelance interior designer, balancing projects between school runs and late-night deadlines. Her 10-year-old son, Ben, is her world, bright, curious, and the reason she keeps moving forward. The neighborhood knows Emily as kind and dependable but distant. A woman who waves politely yet keeps her heart guarded, afraid that opening up might invite another heartbreak she isn't ready to endure. When Sarah and Jason Bennett moved in next door, they seemed like the perfect couple, attractive, social, and always together. Their laughter often floated across the lawns during barbecues. But Emily noticed moments others didn't. Sarah's strained smiles, the way she flinched when Jason raised his voice, the faint marks hidden beneath concealer. One morning over coffee, Sarah finally confided small truths. That Jason read her messages, questioned her friends, and sometimes made her feel like she was losing herself. But before Emily could help, Sarah suddenly withdrew, her texts unanswered, her eyes hollow. Soon after, Jason began to appear more often, offering to fix Emily's car, carrying her groceries, playing with Ben as if he belonged. His charm was practiced, polite, but it unsettled her. Emily sensed the same controlling energy she once escaped from, the slow, manipulative kindness that turns into possession. Yet her heart wavered, empathy tugged at her, warning clashed with guilt. She wanted to protect Sarah, but fear whispered of old wounds reopening. Emily knew the pattern too well. Abusers don't just control their partners, they isolate them. And sometimes, they look for replacements. It begins with a scream, sharp, muffled, then abruptly cut off. Emily freezes, heart pounding, as something heavy crashes next door. The silence that follows feels unnatural, pressing against her windows. She grabs her phone and calls Sarah, but it rings endlessly into the void. Rain beats harder outside, and just as Emily debates calling the police, there's a frantic knock on her door. Jason stands there, disheveled, his shirt spattered with something dark. Panic flickers in his eyes, his voice trembling as he pleads, "Sarah's hurt. Please help me. You're the only one home." against her better judgment. Emily follows him. Inside the Bennetts' house, the air feels wrong, the kind of stillness that follows violence. Sarah lies motionless at the foot of the stairs, blood pooling near her temple. Emily drops to her knees, checking for a pulse, faint, but there. Jason's voice shakes as he mutters, "She slipped." Yet something in his tone lacks panic, replaced by control. When the paramedics arrive, Jason steps forward smoothly, weaving a narrative about Sarah's mood swings and erratic behavior. Emily watches, horrified, as he performs grief like a script he's practiced before. Sarah's eyes flicker open, and she breathes out, "Don't believe him." Later, as flashing lights fade from the street and the chaos dissolves into uneasy quiet, Emily sits in her darkened kitchen replaying every moment. The police took her statement, polite but detached. Jason, eerily calm, thanked her for being there. Yet something about his composure gnaws at her. The steadiness of a man who knows he's already shaping the story. Near midnight, her phone buzzes. An unknown number. One message. "You shouldn't have called 911. You made things worse." Her stomach turns cold. Someone's watching. The night she thought she was helping has just become the start of something far more dangerous. Tension tightens around Emily like a noose. Jason's behavior shifts unpredictably. In public, he's charming, the perfect neighbor. Winning smiles and polite nods masking the darkness beneath. Behind closed doors, his words drip with subtle menace, questioning her motives and planting seeds of doubt. Rumors bloom, fueled by his insinuations that Emily is interfering or flirting with him. Slowly, her reputation begins to crumble. Clients cancel design contracts, leaving bills unpaid and projects abandoned. Emily feels trapped between fear and morality, aware that her attempts to help Sarah are being twisted into something sinister, isolating her from both her work and her community. Emily's attempts to see Sarah in the hospital are blocked, only family allowed. But a sympathetic nurse discreetly hands her a folded note, trembling as she whispers, "She wanted you to have this." Sarah's handwriting is shaky. "He's watching me. If anything happens, check the phone under the garden stones." Fear spikes, but Emily obeys. Digging beneath the stones, she uncovers a hidden phone. Its storage brimming with disturbing voice memos. Jason's voice is unmistakable, yelling, threatening, manipulating Sarah. The proof is irrefutable. A damning record of abuse that could finally expose him, yet also paint a target squarely on Emily's back. Emily wrestles with a gnawing dilemma. Reporting the evidence could endanger Sarah further or herself. Soon after, her phone rings with silence, then faint breathing, an anonymous threat she cannot ignore. Ben notices her unease, retreating into quiet anxiety, making Emily's heart ache. Her ex-husband, wary from past experience, warns her, "You're inviting danger, Em. Let it go." But Emily's conscience refuses silence. She has seen firsthand how coercion and fear can destroy a life. Each night, she lies awake imagining worst-case scenarios, knowing that turning away could allow Jason to continue unchecked. The stakes are no longer just Sarah's, they now encompass her son, her life, and her morality. That night, the air in Emily's home feels thick with foreboding. Jason arrives unannounced, calm and smiling, a wine bottle in hand as if visiting a friend. His casual demeanor masks the danger beneath, every word carefully measured. He tells Emily that Sarah has gone to rehab and insists he's trying to move on, his gaze locking onto her in an unsettling, intimate way. When he leans closer and whispers, "But you get me. You always have," Emily's blood runs cold. The realization hits her. His obsession has shifted from Sarah to her. Fear and clarity collide as she searches for a way out. Thinking quickly, Emily starts secretly recording their conversation on her phone. She mentions the hidden phone Sarah left, the one filled with damning voice memos. And suddenly Jason's composure shatters. His polite smile warps into fury as he lunges at her, trying to seize the device. At that moment, Ben walks in, eyes wide with terror, witnessing the violence. The sight of her son seems to pull Jason back from the brink, and he flees into the night. Emily clutches her phone, heart racing, knowing the evidence she captured is now their lifeline. The recordings, combined with Sarah's hidden phone, reveal the horrifying truth. Sarah didn't fall accidentally. Jason pushed her when he discovered she planned to leave and go to a shelter. Emily hands all evidence to the police, her hands shaking but resolute. Authorities act quickly, arresting Jason at his workplace in front of shocked colleagues and neighbors. The weight of fear begins to lift as Sarah, finally free, is taken to safety. Emily watches, relief washing over her, knowing her courage and quick thinking saved both Sarah and herself, proving that silence only empowers abusers. Months have passed since the nightmare with Jason, and life is slowly finding a new rhythm. Emily and Sarah reconnect, their bond strengthened by shared trauma and mutual courage. Both attend therapy sessions, unpacking the fear, manipulation, and pain that once controlled their lives. Sarah's confidence grows as she begins pressing charges, determined to hold Jason accountable. Emily supports her every step, offering stability, understanding, and encouragement. In their quiet moments, they share laughter, tears, and stories of resilience. The shadows of the past linger, but they no longer define them. Healing becomes a deliberate, shared journey. Together, Emily and Sarah launch an online platform, The Neighbor Next Door, dedicated to women living in fear of domestic abuse. The group grows steadily, providing advice, resources, and a safe space for those hesitant to speak. Emily's interior design skills now support advocacy. She creates a warm, welcoming digital space that feels personal and empowering. As the community grows, Emily realizes her voice carries influence beyond her immediate circle. Helping others exposes her to new stories of courage and survival, reinforcing her belief that shared experiences can break cycles of fear and isolation. One evening, Emily sees herself on a local news segment, highlighting her work with Sarah and the online community. Her ex-husband watches, witnessing a woman transformed, strong, fearless, alive. Emily's voice overfills the audience's hearts. I used to think keeping quiet kept me safe, but silence protects no one. Sometimes, doing the right thing costs you everything, but it also gives you back your soul. The words resonate with survivors everywhere, a testament to courage and moral conviction. Emily smiles softly, knowing that while the journey was harrowing, the reclamation of her agency and soul is worth every sacrifice. Rain taps gently against Emily's window, mirroring the rhythmic pulse of her thoughts. The Bennett's house, once a source of fear and chaos, now stands empty, freshly sold. Its dark memories washed away by time and courage. Emily watches from her living room, observing the new neighbors unloading boxes and laughing in the soft daylight. Their joy a stark contrast to the tension that once filled the street. The world feels lighter somehow, as if hope itself has returned to Maplewood Lane. For the first time in years, Emily allows herself to breathe fully, witnessing life continue beyond fear. On the windowsill, a small photo rests, a gift from Sarah, capturing a moment of pure happiness at a quiet cafe. Both women smile, unburdened and alive, a tangible reminder of survival, resilience, and the bonds forged through shared adversity. Emily's eyes linger on it, drawing strength and reassurance from the image. The photograph embodies everything they fought for: freedom, safety, and the reclamation of their lives. She traces the edges gently, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for courage, friendship, and the knowledge that darkness can be overcome. No matter how close it once seemed. Emily turns off her phone, stepping away from digital distractions and the echoes of the past. Taking Ben's hand, she steps outside into the rain, feeling each droplet like a cleansing release. They walk down the street together, embracing the ordinary joy of a fresh start. The sound of laughter, the smell of wet earth, the promise of new beginnings. Emily's voice overcloses the story with quiet power. Sometimes the monsters live next door, but so do the angels who fight them. As they move forward, the rain blurs the past, leaving only hope, courage, and the promise of a life reclaimed.